Most people over 65 still believe one simple idea without ever questioning it: that having a partner automatically means better health, longer life, and emotional security. That being single at this age is risky, lonely, even dangerous. But here's the uncomfortable question most seniors never ask: what if, after 65, having a partner can quietly do more harm than good? Here's the mystery. The data shows that while some older couples thrive, millions of seniors in relationships experience worse health, more stress, and faster decline than their single peers. Doctors rarely say this out loud. Family avoids the topic, and society keeps repeating the same old advice. Something important is missing from the conversation, and until you see it, you may keep making choices that slowly cost you your freedom, your health, and your peace. To understand why staying single can actually be better after 65, we have to rewind the story. Because this does not start in old age, it starts decades earlier. In early adulthood, partnerships are built around growth and survival. To incomes, shared goals, raising children, building a future. Research from long-term American family studies shows that in your 20s and 30s, partnership stress is often offset by momentum. You are moving forward. Your body recovers quickly. Conflicts feel temporary. But even here, the foundation matters. Many people choose partners based on stability, security, or social expectation rather than emotional compatibility. This works when life is busy. It works when distractions are plenty. But it plants a quiet seed that won't surface until much later. In the 40s, changes begin quietly. Careers plateau, health signals appear, energy drops slightly. According to the National Institute on Aging, emotional patterns solidify during this period. Couples stop adapting, roles become fixed. One becomes the caretaker. One becomes the decision maker. One becomes the emotional container for the other. Here's the clue most people miss. Midlife is when imbalance starts to feel normal. And what feels normal at 45 can become unbearable at 75. As people move into their 50s and 60s, the protective buffers shrink, children leave, work identities fade. The relationship becomes the primary emotional environment. American health surveys show that marital satisfaction often declines during this phase, especially when one partner's health begins to change faster than the others. Now comes the shift after 70 that most people ignore. After 70, the body changes more rapidly. Chronic conditions rise, mobility narrows, cognitive energy fluctuates. At the same time, emotional tolerance drops. Neuroscience research shows that aging brains become more sensitive to stress and conflict. What once felt like minor irritation now triggers real physiological strain. This is where the 7 reasons begin to reveal themselves. The first reason having a partner can be harmful after 65 is chronic stress exposure. Studies show that older adults in high-conflict relationships have higher cortisol levels than those living alone. Stress is no longer buffered by youth. It directly impacts heart health, immune function, and sleep. The second reason is caregiver overload. When one partner becomes the default caregiver, identity collapses. Especially for women, research from American caregiving studies shows higher rates of depression and physical decline among spousal caregivers compared to single seniors with social support networks. The third reason is loss of autonomy. Decisions about money, routines, diet, and social life often become negotiated or constrained. For seniors, autonomy is directly linked to mental health. Losing it accelerates resentment and withdrawal, even if love still exists. The fourth reason is emotional stagnation. Many long-term partnerships stop evolving. Conversations narrow, curiosity fades. According to psychological aging research, intellectual and emotional stimulation are key predictors of longevity. A stagnant relationship can quietly limit growth. The fifth reason is unequal decline. One partner ages faster. One adapts, the other resists. This imbalance creates guilt, pressure, and emotional exhaustion. Singles, by contrast, are more likely to structure their lives around their current abilities rather than accommodating another person's decline. The sixth reason is social isolation disguised as companionship. Many partnered seniors rely almost exclusively on each other, shrinking outside connections. When conflict arises or one partner becomes ill, the other is left dangerously isolated. Data from U.S. aging surveys shows single seniors often maintain broader, more resilient social networks. The seventh reason is financial vulnerability. After 65, medical costs rise sharply. One partner's health issues can drain shared resources quickly. Singles often maintain clearer financial boundaries and make decisions faster, reducing long-term risk. Here's the breaking point: a health scare, a fall, a diagnosis. Suddenly, the relationship shifts from companionship to management. The emotional cost spikes. What once felt safe begins to feel heavy. This is when many seniors realize, too late, that the relationship no longer supports their well-being. The fallout is serious: higher blood pressure, poor sleep, faster cognitive decline. According to CDC data, chronic stress in older adults significantly increases mortality risk. Lifestyle narrows, joy becomes conditional, freedom disappears quietly. So, what do seniors do next? Many try failed fixes based on outdated advice. They stay for loyalty. They sacrifice their needs to avoid being alone. They believe suffering is the price of love. Others rush into new relationships out of fear, repeating the same patterns. These fixes fail because they ignore one truth. At this stage of life, peace matters more than partnership. Stability matters more than status. Emotional safety matters more than romance. Now link this to today. Across millions of seniors in the United States, the fastest growing group is adults over 65 living alone by choice. And research shows many of them report higher life satisfaction, better sleep, and stronger social engagement than their partnered peers in strained relationships. So, what can you do if you're over 60 and navigating this question right now? First action: redefine companionship. Build connection without codependence. Friends, routines, purpose-driven activities protect health better than forced partnership. Second action: audit stress honestly. Ask yourself a simple question: do I feel calmer or more tense most days in this relationship? Your body already knows the answer. Third action: protect autonomy fiercely. Structure your days, finances, and health choices around your needs first. Independence is not loneliness, it is resilience. Here's the clear warning, based on evidence. Staying in a high-stress relationship after 65 can shorten life expectancy and accelerate decline. Ignoring this does not make it noble, it makes it costly. And here's the open thought to carry into the next video. What if the healthiest relationship in old age is not with another person, but with your own time, energy, and peace? If this challenged what you've always believed, tap like so this conversation reaches others who need it. Share it with someone quietly struggling in a late-life relationship. Leave a comment if this raised questions for you. And subscribe for the next chapter, where we explore how seniors can build deep connection without sacrificing freedom.